Joining us live this morning is another candidate running for the District 2 Supervisor seat, Carden. Kelly comes from the hospitality industry, has been a Kern County resident almost his entire life, and he's looking to become the first Filipino-American county supervisor. Good morning, Kelly.
Good morning. How are you?
We're doing great. We appreciate your time with us this morning. Just getting into it, Kern County ranks second in agricultural production for the nation, number 7 for oil. Those industries are now threatened, though, by lack of water and renewable power. So what is your plan to deal with losses in revenue with those industries?
Yeah, so our oil industry actually in Kern County pumps more oil than the entire state of Oklahoma. So it's really our most vital industry here locally, keeps over 25,000 people employed, countless more fed. One of the ways that we protect them is by helping them monetize their waste, right? We understand the state wants to make a move towards renewable energy and oil is going to organically shrink. There's no need to assist it. We should be helping them monetize all the waste that they have. Did you know that you can cap retired oil wells for energy storage? I mean, sounds like a pretty easy one for me. The problem with water is it's a state issue, and that's unfortunately what most people will say. The way that we make it a local issue is by focusing on actual conservation, making infrastructure improvements that allow raindrops to stay where they land, keeping our aquifers full, making sure that we're not wasting anything, helping the agricultural industry by cutting down on their water needs so that we're not forced to go to the state and ask for so much. I mean, the way it is right now, we know that they're weaponizing against Kern County, the water industry. The water is not flowing through Kern right now. So we need to take it local and make it a local issue by making sure that our governments are conserving water. Here in Roseman, for instance, last year, in the middle of the drought, middle of the pandemic, they raised the water rate the same week that the local special district added sod to their yard. It's embarrassing, and it's really a strange hit to force residents to make all of these changes and sacrifices and not ask our governments to do the same.
And so, despite those challenges, like you just mentioned, we do rank, like we said, highly nationwide for agriculture and oil. So what are your plans for maintaining those numbers despite changes by the state and federal government when it comes to moving towards a greener future?
So as we continue to keep the water issue local and keep aquifers full, we'll be able to start maybe sidestepping the state water restrictions, because we won't have to go to the state water project and ask for all the water. We'll just be able to pump it local, helping the agriculture industry use less. We can help subsidize, different equipment purchases that would cut water use by like 75% on non-bearing fruit and nut trees that are younger, that use the most water as they're growing. We should be making cuts there. They're easy cuts to do. We can do it at the Board of Supervisors. They're easy adjustments to be made, and there's no reason why we haven't at this point.
So there was also the lawsuit regarding fracking that the county presented when it came to Governor Gavin Newsom. And so obviously the Fresno District Court threw that lawsuit out. But what are your thoughts on that lawsuit, and would you take any further actions for that topic?
So I think at this point, I agreed with the idea of suing the state over it. They should not be limiting what we're doing as far as fracking. They shouldn't be limiting the permits that they're awarding us. At this point, though, what we also need to do is we need to start building coalitions with other counties across the state and approach the governor from a position of strength and not just by ourselves, right? And as a libertarian and not a Republican or Democrat, I can certainly build those kinds of coalitions, because I don't start from the position thinking half of my opponents are bad, right? I just think that they believe differently than I do. So I think that that's going to be part of it, is building coalitions to approach the governor from a position of strength, not a position of isolation, is really what's going to help our cause the most next.
And switching to a different topic, a sales tax proposal failed for the county in the last election cycle, and then the city passed one. Would you support another 1% sales tax for the county, and how would you oversee that?
I would not, actually. I think the idea of raising taxes in the middle of a pandemic with record inflation, record housing costs, record utility costs, record vehicle costs, the idea that we should fleece the poorest citizens of Kern County for another 1% is laughable. And one of my opponents has already suggested just that. And let me be clear why, right? Half of the residents of Kern County live in cities. So you're going to fleece tens of millions of dollars from people that live in cities that wouldn't receive these same services because they're focusing on county services. It doesn't seem fair. And it starts to really bring the whole thing into question. We already know that the money's been budgeted to hire more police. They just haven't done it. And I think the reason why is that they're using it as a scapegoat and saying, oh, we just can't pay enough. But every industry in the entire world people don't quit jobs, they quit leaders. So we need to be auditing the exit interviews for everyone who's left over the last 10 years and actually figure out why they're leaving, because it's not just money.
Well, Kelly Carden, running for District 2 Supervisor here in Kern County, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate your time and best of luck in your race.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you this morning. Have everyone a great day, okay?